Instead of breaking down one animator's work and doing a little biography on them, I thought today I would list 5 incredible moments in animation. They're kind of like some of my personal favourite moments. I think we're going to start this off with Masaaki Yuasa, his animation on Ping Pong. Now, I think this is him that animated it, but it might not be. It might be a different animator. But this scene in Ping Pong is really cool, and particularly the moment of this scene, which is just breathtaking, is the serve. Throws this ball up, and it's like the ball becomes the sun or something. I thought it was so creative. You don't even need sound for it, you can just see with the visuals and the angle it goes at, the perspective. It was such an experience to watch this, and it was such a unique way of interpreting. Masaaki Yuasa has this highly subjective interpretation of reality, of his characters and the moments in his films. That was just an incredible moment in animation to me, so I had to put it in this list. Good Book's Metamorphasis. This animation was made by Buck. Buck is a very reputable animation studio. They do commercial animation, so this was a commissioned project from them. It's in the style of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, and it features some of the most technically awe-inspiring effects animation and animation using warps and perspective shifts and things. They are so ambitious in this project. It's one of the most ambitious short films I've ever seen. So I could choose any of the scenes out of this. I'll choose this one where he's under the water and he's rising up, and there's this smoke that's under the water and everything, and then it's a really cool little scene. This was an incredible moment for me in animation and really inspired me. Right, I'll move on to the next one. This is by one of my favourite animators, who you'll know by now because I made a video on him, Shinya Ohira. So the scene that I want to show with this, it might not entirely be credited to Ohira because he was working under direction, and I also really like how the scene was directed. So it's not entirely him, he plays a big part in it. And it's in a movie called Rainbow Fireflies, which is a Korean film, I believe. I've really struggled to find a version of this film to watch entirely through the whole way through with subtitles in English. So if you know a place where I can buy Rainbow Fireflies, please let me know. That would really help me for my research. So there's this scene where there's this motorbike that turns the corner, and the way the motorbike turns the corner, the way he's animated it, it's an omen. Without anything being told to you, you realise, I think something bad is about to happen. He's able to just communicate that in the moment and the way the moment plays out in the animation. And I think that's really powerful, and it's really masterful the way that he's done that. Another amazing moment, this won't surprise you guys. Ice Age, the first Ice Age film, all the scenes with Scrat chasing the acorn. I was really impressed with it when I saw it. It made me laugh and everything, but then years later I watched it again, and I still think to myself, this is really special animation. So Ice Age was kind of like early 3D. It was when they're still experimenting with 3D. They didn't actually know what they could do and how to push the animation. And you see that with Scrat, it's like an homage to the classical Disney films, the MGM, Warner Brothers animations, the kind of Tex Avery style. They bring that old animation style and that slapstick animation comedy to the new 3D animation, and I think that was like incredible. I remember in the theatre, everyone in the audience was cracking up with laughter over a scene with no dialogue in it. And it's just really special if I think about it. I think Scrat is kind of underrated in animation, really. I don't hear a lot of animators talking about Scrat from Ice Age. Paprika, which is directed by Satoshi Kon. The opening of Paprika and the crowd scene with all these inanimate objects, and that crowd scene in particular just really evokes this weird kind of dreamlike feeling from me. It made me feel really bizarre, like I was in a dream or something. Just the way that they were all smiling and like dancing in this really sort of over the top way with confetti and everything. It must have been so painful to have drawn all of those tiny little characters in this massive scene, and they did it in such detail, and you can see so much hard work went into it, and it really paid off. It was an amazing scene and an amazing film as well. The whole film is excellent. So I had to put that on this list, you know, I had to. Right, well that's 5. I've got more here on this list, but I've got to stop now because I promised that I would only do 5. If you enjoyed this video about some of my favourite moments in animation, let me know and I will make more of them perhaps. I have a Patreon where you can help to support the production of these videos on this channel. They take a lot of work, these videos, you know, a lot of editing goes into them. I take a full 2 days out of my week at least, sometimes 3 days out of the week. For a full-time working guy, you know, that is a big commitment to make, so I appreciate any help. There are already people who help me on Patreon and I'm so grateful to them. They get loads of extra bonus videos and content, posts and things from me. So if you're interested in doing that, check the link in the description that goes to the Patreon page. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.